There we go. Welcome to the fine print, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Caleb Teskey, and we're gonna have a fun little interview today. I've been meaning to catch up with this guy for a while, and I think we'll have a good time on this one. Before we get into that, I would like to thank a couple of my previous guests here, Joe Veldon from Seven Leaf Genetics. I thought that was a fantastic interview, and Joe seems like a really sharp guy, and I'm super glad to have had him on the show. My homie Tom Durfee, one of my old buddies from Lindenville, from Amuleaf, and Burning Tree up in Nova Scotia. That was super fun. The guys from Mr. Z, that was a great interview. I recently had Dan Pomerantz on the show. If you guys haven't checked that one out, please do. And I got lots of great stuff coming up for you. I got Josh Swider on October 8th, who runs the largest testing lab in the country, Infinite Chemical Analysis Labs in California. I got Little John Rogers coming up. I'm super psyched to have John on the show. And I got Nate Liberty, who's one of the hardest working guys I've ever met in my life, on Wednesday. And then I got Dr. Anna Schwabe coming on to talk some science on Thursday. But this is going to be a fun show, man. The guy I'm bringing on, well, fuck it. Let's bring him on. Boom. It's Brennan Kraus from here. Let's slap this up. Bigfoot Flower Company, Brennan Kraus. Thank you so much for joining me today, Brennan.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we got a comment. Let's see. Oh, it's Josh McDuff. My guy, Brennan, ripping that Mountain Girl collab with Forbins. Hope he's not late. Hey, Josh, try not to fucking ruin the shit that I'm going to do later. Brennan, as I do with all my guests, well, I was hoping that before we get into anything serious, you would give us a 5-minute life story.
All right. All right. So I moved to Vermont just after Irene, that first winter after. So I've been here since then. Started working for myself. That's evolved into, property management for Airbnbs and stuff up here in Killington. I got like 4 or 5 employees, all that good stuff. So I got 4 kids, doing the normal thing. I think you guys more care about the stuff that I'm here for. I started my fun facts, I guess, about me. My dad was a cop growing up my whole life. Just retired like 35 years or something like that. One of the good cops, not one of those crooked guys. Everybody I grew up with. I had a drug problem for 7-8 years, pretty bad. I've been clean for 9 years now, other than smoking pot. Thank you. So I had lots of friends that were always in trouble and breaking the law, and they always said that my dad was one of the few cops that they liked because he would always give them the benefit of the doubt and give them a second chance, and a lot of them turned their lives around because of that. So before everybody thinks it's bad, I went to school to be a cop. I went to school to, do forensic investigations. It was just community college, and halfway through it, I realized I didn't want to do something like that and get paid that crappy. So I decided to open my own business. So I took some business classes and abandoned that. So I didn't end up with a degree, but I got enough knowledge to where I've been working for myself for 10 years and I, made it work. So I don't want to work for the man. I ski over 100 days a year. So you can't do that if you're working for somebody else. It's just my mom told me when I was a kid, you're never going to be able to make money without working. Who's laughing now? So I took that as a challenge.
I'm laughing now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I smoked. I used to think that potheads were like the worst, like when I was a kid, because, I took the DARE program. All my dad's friends were cops at the time. Like and then I turned 18. I went to college and I smoked with my roommate across the street or across the hallway. I had no idea what I was doing. She had to operate the bong for me. I was so baked that night. And that was it. I've smoked every day since. I mean, I take days off here and there when I need to, but so I've turned into a weed snob. I smoke way too much. So I felt like it was a perfect opportunity to get into doing this, because I'm so damn picky, and I always enjoyed watching the pizza, Dave's pizza reviews and stuff, and I was like, we need somebody doing that for weed. So here I am.
Oh, so that's where the idea came from, was from pizza reviews.
I think subconsciously that was kind of like where they meshed, and I was like, somebody called me the Portnoy of weed, and I was like,
let's put you over there. There we go. Bang.
And once I heard that, I was like, that's probably why. Because during COVID, I liked to watch his unboxings because that shit was just hilarious. So yeah, I think that's where it came from. I've wanted to grow for a while, and one day but I don't want to only sell, flower when I'm licensed. Like, I want to sell other merchandise, shirts, hats. That way I'm not waiting on a harvest for income, and I'm constantly making revenue. And you can sell shirts online. Can't sell anything else online. But, I figure I could sell stuff like that online, and that helps to keep the income rolling in. And just one day, the Bigfoot thing stuck. Like, it popped into my head, and I was like, dude, everybody loves Bigfoot. Bigfoot smoking a joint. Then we go into the Anchorman and, his cologne there when he tries the Sex Panther. And they do it smells like Bigfoot's dick. So that's where it started. I want to make this. I need to get a breeder to cross these strains that I've got so I can make the Sex Panther strain, and I can put, it smells like Bigfoot's dick on the jar. So it's kind of where it's all evolved from. But I felt like Bigfoot smoking and Bigfoot and weed merchandise, I felt like would be a big hit, shirts wise, all over the place. It'd be an easy sell. So that was
logo wise, a Bigfoot Flower Company.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted it to be catchy. So that's pretty much it. That's how I got to. That's the quick summarized of up to now.
That's your 5-minute life story, and you nailed it. That was just about 5 minutes. And I do want to give a couple shout outs because here, and maybe I could bring myself back up there. I'm going to be smoking on some nice herbs during this show, and I know you do the cool videos. And so the first one I'm smoking on is Mountain Grown of Vermont. This is some, I don't know if we can see it there, but that's some apple fritter.
Oh, nice.
And this was grown by Patrick Walsh, who really, in my opinion, is just cranking out some monsters over there. I really haven't met a lot of outdoor growers who can crank out flower like this. And I got my hickory stick. Yeah.
I've been looking at those. That's in my in the future on my list of definitely things to pick up.
Yeah, and we got Chef Rodney, who I just got off the phone with. I can get down with this. Yo, Rodney, thank you so much for tuning in, man. I really appreciate all your support. Great guy. So what I wanted to do was jump into the reviews first. But after you sent me your bio, I ate a little piece. After you sent me your bio, it sounds like you're also starting a business, and I was thinking maybe we could get into that first, and then after we'll do some reviews because I got some other jars here, and I'm hoping maybe. Okay, cool. So maybe we could talk about business.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you getting into? And maybe you could tell us about your hat. What kind of hat are you wearing there?
Oh, just my slightly stupid hat from my concert I went to.
That's okay, cool. I love those guys. Yeah.
I try to not as much as I appreciate all the merchandise from everybody, and like the shirts and stuff, I try to make sure I don't wear them in videos and stuff unless it's like something of yours I'm reviewing of the person that gave me the shirt. Just a thing up front. Because I'm not trying to like cross advertise for anybody in nobody's videos or make anybody feel a type of way. So when you don't ever see any of the stuff you give me, that's why. It's nothing. I wear it all the time. I just change before videos.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe you started doing these reviews as a way to sort of analyze the landscape here in Vermont. Is that accurate?
Yeah. So I looked at it as like, I'm big into the tourism industry in Vermont with my Airbnb business and property management for out-of-state owners, which to a lot of Vermonters is kind of like the MSO thing for a lot of people. Like, they don't like them, but they pay my bills. So I I looked at it as there's a lot of people that come stay in my places, excuse me, that need to know, like, they're going to dispensaries. Lots of people all winter long coming up here to ski. And I'm like, how do they know what they want? Like, I go to other states and I go into a dispensary and everything's just written on the board. And it's like, okay, they got 4 different of the same kind. Which one's the better one? Which one do I want? What kind of feeling am I looking for? What do I want out of that purchase when I smoke it? And I feel like that was my original, like, one of my big factors to wanting to start it was I want people to be able to be like, oh, that's exactly the kind of high that I'm looking for. It took him 6 different takes to film this. That's what I want. Things like that, so that it helps people. It helps to get the really, the stuff that stands out there, but it also helps people decide where they want to go when they purchase, or maybe what grower they want to check out when they go, or, oh, I'm going to be up north in Burlington, so now maybe I want to check out this guy because he's not down where I live in southern Vermont. And I want, like when I went to Maine, I saw the big difference on a lot of stuff there. I mean, I don't know. I didn't spend enough time up there in the market and stuff, but like they seem to be real dialed in up there. And I've heard lots of good things about the medical market. Yeah. And I kind of would love to see, I want to see this market to be like that. I want to see Vermont as the next Maine when it comes to quality of bud. Everybody talks about that, on the East Coast, Maine is the one that's doing it. I'd like it to be when it's legal to ship the stuff out of state. I want people to be coming here and ordering from everybody here. Because, it's the best stuff around or whatever. And I want to see it to be like a big family type thing, where everybody gets along and we're working together and like everybody's striving to beat this guy. Like, oh, this guy just got a 9.8. Now I want to try and get a 9.9 out there. Just kind of like a friendly little competition, but it also helps people that like, everybody, I hear from everybody when they're growing, they put some out and they want feedback. Everybody buys their stuff and they take it home, they smoke it, but nobody knows what the consumer thinks of it. So there's my other end of it.
Can I drop? Oh, sorry. I cut you off
good.
There.
No,
I'd like to drop a couple comments here. This is Josh McDuff saying Patrick grows some fire. That's Patrick from Mountain Grown. Yeah, thanks Josh for tuning in. Chef Rodney saying sounds like I need to visit Vermont. You're welcome here anytime, Rodney. And this dude should talk to me about Deliciously Dope. It's all about 420 tourism. And if you want later, I will put you in touch with Rodney. Here's a good question we got from Nader. I've noticed most of what he reviews, he gives good reviews for. Has he tried anything he doesn't like? Love his reviews, though.
That's a good one. So in that regard, I'm a big indoor guy. I've had this like nagging cough for like, I don't know, 6 months, it feels like. Just keeps coming back. So like I haven't been able to, I'm just finally able to start smoking pre-rolls again, and I still can't smoke. I still cough like crazy a lot. But so I haven't. It's hard. I'm doing this on my dime, so I'm usually going in two factors when I go to buy stuff. A, is there something that's like looks top shelf, it checks all the boxes in the jar appeal category when I'm in the store, and B, is it someone that I haven't reviewed yet? Because I'm always looking for new stuff to review. But the problem is, when I like top-notch, really good indoor. That's my preference. I spent a long time smoking stuff that I could barely afford that was really cheap. And because of that, now that I can afford stuff that's better, man, I look so baked. I wish I could move my camera a little bit. Jesus.
That's fine. Look, I've been eating some tinctures and some edibles, and I figured we was gonna get a little high when we did this one. So don't worry about that. I
barely even smoked today. It's just I'm outside and I can't see. I don't know. I tried taking my glasses off, but maybe it's better when I have some sunglasses. Is that too bad with sunglasses?
I don't care what you do. I'm wearing a Hunter Thompson wife beater.
Love it. But yeah, so I mean that's really the big thing. I've gotten some stuff I don't like. However, I've also taken into account I I want to take into account before I make a video on if there's something that I really don't like. Being that it's like been the first year, I've been kind of trying to be conscious of that. And I want to just get online because I feel like I'm bashing people if I come on and I give like a really bad review. So that makes me like, I feel like after this year, I'm going to, I'll definitely be starting to make some videos of stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I don't like this at all. But I want to give people time to dial in and get things going. I know, it's been a huge hurdle and I'm super stoked to see everybody on the legal market and stuff. So I guess in that regard, I have gotten some stuff I didn't really like. I've gotten pre-rolls that are packed way too tight. I've gotten pre-rolls that I can tell are trim. But like, I guess I'm trying to showcase the good, and I'm trying to like, I'll give somebody the benefit of the doubt the first time. But if I come back a second time and it's the same thing, then that's video worthy, I guess. So once it's hard, I don't think you're gonna see lots of videos of stuff I don't like because I'm picky when I buy stuff. So I'm buying stuff. It's expensive, man. It would probably make you guys puke if you knew how much I spent in the past year since opening day.
I saw some of your videos where you had all the jars lined up.
That was like 4 months in.
I was counting too. I was like, I know how much that one cost. That was it. Yeah.
That's just the car stash. I've got some in the house. I have 4 cars. So there's some in all the vehicles. I mean, they're everywhere. So
you always keep a little weed on you.
Yeah. Always.
Here's Paul's patio. He's right. Maine is dialed in. Yeah, Paul watches all my interviews. Thank you so much for tuning in, Paul. I'm gonna give another shameless plug here. Watch this. I'm gonna blow my face up here so we can do this. This is from Damien at Legacy. This is some of the Violet Fog, which I think is yeah. You've tried that?
Yep.
Yeah. Tell us what you think about the Violet Fog, man.
I loved it. I believe I also did a review about it, so I don't want to quote what I scored it, but no, it was great stuff. I loved it. One of those people that I got a goodie bag from. I love when people leave me a little taster. It's I do this to get people's names out there and get people to buy the stuff. And I loved all of it.
Which is odd because you're starting a company and you're still supporting other growers around Vermont. Is that accurate?
We aren't gonna all make money if we're not all like, yeah, we can try to do it without working together, but like, I think that creates like a vibe that people can totally tell and they can feel it, and then you're gonna have clicks, which is already starting. And then you're going to have people that just don't want to buy stuff because that grower seems like a dick to them because they may not have the same beliefs as that person. I don't know. I think that the more people, the prices are going to drop, but if your product is stellar and you want to keep it at the same price, it's going to sell.
Hey, as it always has, in my opinion.
Yep. I think that's, I look at it when I went to Maine, where I can buy $35 Ace of top shelf stuff, and you can buy stuff that's more expensive, like the Cryo Cure. I didn't have a problem spending more for that because that was like the best stuff I've ever smoked. It was also the biggest eighth I've ever gotten.
No shit.
So like, the market will change, but like if your product will speak for itself, I think, and I think that's how, like I want people to be willing, sharing secrets and stuff. Like we're going to, as a group, make the market better and the industry here better. Pushing each other and competing with each other is going to make the products better and, get us dialed in like men. And I think if everybody's just fighting and, arguing and doing their own thing, then you're losing focus on what the main goal here. And that's providing the best cannabis that we can. And just saying. My opinion.
Yeah. Hey, imagine that. What a dick you are for saying that.
I know. I'm just, I'm all for it. Like, even when I get licensed and stuff, like, I'm not going to be smoking my stuff. I'm going to be smoking everybody else's. And I'm going to go to dispensaries and buy it.
So what type of license are you going for, if you don't mind me asking?
I just want to mix tier 1.
Mixed tier 1. Cool.
Yeah. I want to be able to do it myself. I don't want to have to hire a bunch of people. And, then quality gets... I've run a business for 10 years, and I know what it's like when you run your business and when you got someone else running your business. So I want to keep it small and manageable to where I'm there touching the plants every day, that I've got something to do with putting them in the jars every time, That way I can keep it at what I want. I don't want to put something out that nobody's not going to like.
And so a mixed tier 1 is like 1,000 square feet of indoor and 125 outdoor plants or something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't I was originally I have 3 acres that we live on. I was originally going to do it here. But we're going to be getting horses, and the wife, with 4 kids and only 3 acres, it's kind of space wise. I think I'm going to find a different spot to do it. So that's what really set me back. I planned to have been, I was hoping to be done and licensed already, but you know how that goes.
Yes, I do. And hey, I'd like to ask you a little bit about the regulatory framework here in Vermont, and if you've investigated any of that, or if you've followed the CCB meetings, and maybe how you feel about the legislation and the rules and regulations.
So before I light it, I'll do my little plug here. There we go.
Oh, shit.
I tried the new Mountain Girl strain that Forbin's done.
That's awesome.
I felt like this was kind of appropriate.
I got my Forbin sticker right up there. Yeah.
Nice.
And in my opinion, I think that Nick grows some of the best indoor in Vermont. It's probably, in my opinion, the best.
Yeah,
I've set the bar at Forbin's.
Yeah, I get people that ask me all the time, if I have a favorite grower, and I'll never say I have a favorite grower, because I like something that, from a lot of you guys. And like, I can't smoke the same strain multiple days in a row. Most of the time, like after a couple. But yeah, no, when I went to Maine and I came back and I compare it, it's definitely some of the best stuff that I've smoked, hands down. And the pre-rolls are done extremely well, which to me is big. It's not overpacked. It's not too tight. It burns perfect.
And I want to send a shout out, since I got you here and you just pulled that out. I want to send a shout out to Anna and Josh McDuff. What you're looking at right here is the first bag purchased from the first legal dispensary in the state. And I kept the receipt in the bag for a year. And my sister Siobhan came over and scrapbooked it up and even recreated their logo in the background with some cool cuts with the mountains and the sun. And I really like those guys down there. They've been super supportive. And if Josh or Anna is watching, hey, good luck down there, guys. I hope you guys stick around for a minute.
Yeah, amen to that.
How's that going right there? Tell us about that smoke right there.
This is delicious. I was going to ask Josh when I was there today, maybe he's still watching and he can chime in and tell me what the crosses of these were. But yeah, no, this was, I smoked one over the weekend and I planned on saving it for this. Okay, it wasn't the weekend. Tuesday, I went home to see Bill Burr in New York.
Wait, whoa! You went to see Bill Burr?
I saw Bill Burr yesterday. Yeah,
I'm angry with you now.
It was a good show. It was on my bucket list, and he was in Syracuse, where I grew up. So me and a couple of my friends went and saw it. Great show.
I assume he crushed. Yeah.
He always does, right? Yeah. But so I smoked some of this on the way, and it was so good that I couldn't not finish it on the way back. So that's why I was a little late, is I had to run down and grab another one. So that's, if that speaks anything, because I don't really.
Oh, you were late. You were late because you were buying weed.
I was.
Wow.
I mean, I guess that's fitting, right?
I'm outraged. I'm gonna do another. Hey, I'm gonna do another one here. Let me bring me back up, because another couple of guys, or a few guys I had on my show recently was Mr. Z. And I got some of that yellow cab right here. And I'm going to be smoking on a little of this. And Ron, Max, and Zach, if you guys are watching, that yellow cab's really nice. And it was a pleasure having you guys on the show. We got a comment here I'd like to read. Paul's Patio. Can't wait to visit Vermont or to get to Vermont and check out several of the people I've seen on the fine print. Caleb, thank you. Hey, Paul, always a pleasure, man. Here we go. Yo, I'm Kyle. White Widow, Granddaddy Purple, and something else is that mountain girl, bro. It's a 3-way cross as far as I know.
I can't remember what I know. I think he said it had a cookies side of it, which you could taste. It's got that. That was one of the things I liked about it that drew me in. My buddy in New York needed an order of he needed his Forbin's supply restocked. He won't buy anything now besides Forbin's. So whenever time I drive back to Syracuse, I got to pick up a whole bunch for him.
Yeah, and I had medical patients asking me, they're like, can you tell me when Forbin's does a drop at this dispensary or that dispensary? I'm like, yeah, I can. And if you don't get there within two days, it's going to be gone.
That's another thing I like about Mountain Girl. This used to be like what I would call novelty weed. You know, it was like back in the day when somebody was like, yo, I got headies. And you'd spend a whole bunch of extra money on it. This is kind of the route it would go. And that's nice about Mountain Girls. They've always got it in stock. So, like, even if I can't afford to buy it every single time, it's always there when I do want it. It's like a safety blanket.
Yo, fuck that Forbin's safety blanket. Oh, yeah.
But no, it's got that Tropicana like cherry flavor smell that like the Super Boof and the Trop Cherry and all that stuff has. It's kind of got that taste, but it's a little gassier. But it's great. I had Cottonmouth half the drive home or back to Syracuse. I'm terrible about calling Syracuse home still because that's where I grew up. But and then when I go to Syracuse, I call here home. It's weird. I don't know.
That Trop Cherry is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite indoor flavors I've ever smoked, really. And I think Nick does a great job with that over there.
Yeah, and those genetics are like the that taste and stuff is what's gotten me to be real partial to like Super Boof. Anything with that smell and that taste, I'm like all about. It's, I don't know, it just tastes good. It does the job.
One guy I'd like to ask you about is Mike Salvati at Fierce. There we go. Can you put that up a little closer? Because this is a new drop right here.
Yeah, so I went to the 1-year anniversary at Mountain Girl.
You went down there. Yeah.
I did, because I waited in line on day one. I was like, I don't know, 30, 40 people behind you. We were eating egg rolls from the Chinese place while we were waiting in line. Because it took so long to get inside, So, but yeah, so, and it was actually funny because the other one he dropped too was Gary Payton.
So this was a new drop for the 1-year anniversary of legalization.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were dropping. I knew he was going to be there. I knew there was going to be people like there.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, I had no idea about the drop.
Mike's very clever like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was very clever. I gotta put this out. So
yeah.
Take a break.
So what? They got some Alien OG, I think I saw, and some Gary Payton.
We got Alien OG. Yeah, and that was and that was fitting because day one, I think it was the Cannabis Collective. Were they the ones with the tins?
Yes. Yep. Chris. And you know what? I brought Chris. I bought that first bag of weed out the store, and it was in one of those tins, and it was his weed, and I gave him the jar back as well.
Did it happen to be Gary Payton?
No, it was. Oh, was it Gary? I don't know. It was cereal milk. Hold up.
I got that one too.
Let's pull up the receipt again. Oh, I can't see it from there, but it's on the receipt. Well, I bought a pre-roll and an eighth, and I gave Chris the jar back. And I gave Anna and Josh the bag and the receipt back. I don't know why I thought that would be cool, man. I thought it'd be a nice little bit of nostalgia, like 20 years down the road.
Yeah, no, I think that's a cool thing to hang up in the store. So like, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
But
I don't know how Chris would hang a metal jar. Can I tell you something though? I'm gonna bring myself back up here. Hold up here. That metal jar, it took me a fucking hour to figure out how to open it.
Yeah, me and my buddy were sitting in a car for a minute, trying to
I
figure
took
it out.
I took a screwdriver and it turns out all you had to do is like pop it open from the
Push the
bottom.
bottom up.
But I couldn't figure it out. I literally was jamming shit in there and trying to pry it open.
Yeah. I had gotten Gary Payton on the first day. Oh, excuse me. And then I can't remember the Kush that Family Tree had. And I ended up having to smoke that one first because I couldn't get into the tin. The other one was just like the wood lid. And I was like, all right, well, let's just smoke this and then I'll figure the tin out.
So I wasn't alone on that.
No. It took me a minute. And then I saw the thumbprint and on the bottom and I was like, is that fingerprint? It's like, oh, so it's got a fingerprint reader, you know? So obviously once I saw the print, I realized that you had to push on it, you know, but no.
Someone should have told me that.
Yeah. It could have had a whole person.
And I pulled it up. It was the Gary Payton. I got an eighth of the Gary Payton. I got a cereal milk pre-roll. And I got a bag of CBD coffee from Sunset Lake.
Nice. Yeah. Well, so I don't know if he I'm sure it was an accident that he ended up dropping Gary Payton a year later, that Gary Payton was one of the first recreational strains sold here. But I thought that was kind of funny too. So I ended up getting one of each jar. That jar is in my car because I was smoking some of that earlier.
Yeah, well, Mike's been telling me he's got some shit in the works. He never gives me any details, but he'll get you half hard and then leave you waiting for more. Yeah,
no, for sure. I don't know if you probably can't see it real well because I'm on my webcam, but it's
boy, and I love what they've done with the packaging. It's really slick with the purple, and it really goes with my shit when you hold it up to the screen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Cool. And then the normal with all the everything listed. Oh my God, it's backwards.
Yeah, and some people have told me about Mike. They said, why does he only have one cultivar? And I'm like, well, why do some people have 20 and none of them are that good? He's got the peanut butter breath, and this mindset that I have sort of is do one thing and do it well. Yeah. And then move on.
Well, I mean, if it's working for you and it sells good and it's one of them strains that everybody wants, don't fix it if it's not broke.
Yeah. Boy, and that yellow cab is killer there. If any of the Mr. Z guys are watching, that's really stony herb. The flavor is killer. The bag appeal is through the roof. Yeah, nicely done, gentlemen.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that stuff. I tried all three from those guys, and in the video, Josh gave me some crap the other day when I was in the store because I did him dirty with the whole price thing. Talking about it was a little bit expensive for me in the store, but because I think it was like $65 an eighth. I'll buy the expensive stuff once in a while. I'm not gonna buy it more than once usually because it's a lot of money. And it's nothing towards anybody, everybody's got to make money. You know what I mean? Like I don't say it as like it's like throwing shade at anybody or nothing. Like I completely understand how it works, and you got to sell for what you got to sell for.
Yeah. Hey, and I got nothing but love for those guys down there. It looks like you pulled out a jar there, and I'm gonna don't pull it up yet. Hold on, somewhere on the mountain. I can see that. Yeah. No.
Yo, I thought you didn't want me to yet.
No. I was just guessing. I thought I recognized the logo, and I know Grant's been on the show.
A funny tie-in that worked out well. I've got the yellow cab from Burn.
Oh, yeah. Who was kind enough to share the genetics with the guys at Mr. Z?
Exactly, and that's why I thought it was a perfect tie-in that worked out that we didn't even plan.
Cool. And they're selling that at somewhere on the mountain?
Not anymore. I have the last jar.
Oh, okay. Shit. Well,
if you could see it, yeah.
It's a collector's item.
Yeah, right. But no. Again, the yellow cab, both of them nailed it. Stuff's fantastic. That one is definitely up there and some of my favorite that I've smoked on the market so far.
I agree.
Delivers that nice cotton mouth. Feel it in the back of your eyes. You're all squinty. You know what I'm usually looking for.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What I normally look like.
Oh, you're gonna do a bong hit? Yeah, I can't do bongs anymore, man. I take a bong hit twice a year, and then it just kills me.
That's all I can usually do.
I think I ruined. Yo, can you tell us? I remember watching one of your videos. Oh, we got a comment here. Let's see what this motherfucker says. He says he's looking for a 2-to-1 or 2-to-2 high CBD. Well, 2-to-2, Paul, is 1-to-1. He's looking for a 2-to-1, and he mentioned that before, high CBD or same THC. I don't know if those exist yet. I haven't really been looking, but I haven't seen any 2-to-1 CBDs to THC, if that's what you're asking, Paul.
I think I've seen somebody talking about, I think I've only seen something about CBD and mentioned like once, maybe.
Yeah,
but I haven't been looking.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not particularly as interested in the testing results as other people. I know that, and honestly, I'm still buying most of my herb on the black market because it's cheaper. You know, I get really good ounces for $150, $200, and I just can't afford to go to a dispensary and spend $50-$60 an eighth, man. As much as I would like to support some of my friends who own these dispensaries, I just can't afford that.
Right. No, I feel that. I think the thing that's gotten me was like I can get the good stuff on the black market, but I feel like the stuff I've been getting on the market is just like just a little bit better.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
I mean, it also depends on the market on where you're at too. You know, I haven't been really buying on the black market for very long, so like I know a couple of people that, you know, one's licensed now, so like, now what? You know, like I don't want to be that guy going over there asking for black market stuff where that risks somebody getting in trouble.
Absolutely. Hey,
you know, like you're all legal now. Like I'll support you that way. I just unfortunately I can't buy an ounce of it.
Yeah, and hey, it's been super interesting watching some of those people cross over because obviously a lot of those guys who are now in the legal market were legacy guys. And seeing the transition for me has been super interesting.
Yeah, I love seeing it. It's nice, you know, to be able to support them on that side of it.
Yeah, I wish I made more money and I could shop at these dispensaries more, you know. And I wish
I now had more money in my bank from.
And I wish the state didn't tax that shit so hard. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
give me a break. Yeah.
Get rid of the let's fix the tax thing and the potency thing.
Yeah, and that's another thing I've noticed is that it seems like the stuff with the higher THC content is selling for more money, but it also seems like maybe THC is not the most important factor when selecting, especially with like flower, for example.
I mean, I've been saying that for a while in my videos, like. You know, I've learned you know, with all the stuff that I've smoked and all the different things that I've tried and stuff that, you know, I've gotten stuff that's testing at an 18% THC as opposed to like a 28, and the 18's got me way baked compared to the, you know, so I mean, it's all on. It really comes down to the terpene profile and your body chemistry and what works better with what. You know, every strain is going to affect each person different. So what a 9.8 or a 9.9 for me may only be like a 9.4 to you. Just because, you know, it's just how it works.
Word up. And I'm supposed to splash this in here. I'm with Brennan Kraus from Bigfoot Flower Company. Hell yeah. I want to ask you, what I'm going to do is like try to think of some people that have been on my show and ask you that if you've sampled their products. Would that be cool? Yeah. All right, cool. Old Growth, Vermont.
I believe I have. Yes.
Yeah.
Loved it. I'm trying to remember. I think I got it at Mountain Grill. I don't remember what the strain was though.
Yeah, you don't have to remember all this, but I'm gonna ask you about as many people as I can remember. Tall Truck.
Oh yeah, definitely got a few of his. He seems some of his stuff that he's got out right now is killer. Loving it.
Tau Labs.
I tried the Iron Lung, and then I had a baked banana pre-roll. Again, delicious. I was trying to get more flour in the jar, but they just sold out too fast.
Emerald Visions.
Yep, another good one. I've tried plenty of theirs. I've tried a bunch from both drops or all. I don't even know how many drops they've made, but I think I've tried almost all the. There's fewer that I haven't tried of theirs than I have. If that says anything.
Yeah. And we talked about the Forbans. How about the Rebel Grown?
Yep, I tried some of his from Mountain Girl. And actually he gave me seeds one of the times that I saw him, and that's what I'm growing outdoors right now.
No shit. What do you got going out there?
They're just all the videos that you see of the outdoor plants. I just have 2 5Gs purple. And I mean, it smells like grapes.
Sick.
Yeah.
I love those grapey terps, man. That's I'm a little bit of a whore. I'm a whore for the fruit.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I feel that.
How about Smoke Ranch Redemption?
Oh yeah, they've got that layer cake. That's one of my favorites. I've got a couple more I need to try of theirs that they were telling me about. I got to see if anybody around here still has any, but yeah, no, good stuff.
How about the Evidence Room? Have you tried any of the Mark Schwartz weed?
Yeah, I tried one of the can of blunt things that was like, this thing was freaking massive. I forgot even how big it was, like how much was in it. No, we smoked that during spring skiing in May at my buddy's van over on Superstar. I think we smoked it for like I don't know, an hour and a half. There was like 4 or 5 of us, and we just had to put it out because it was ridiculous. It just kept going. It was good though.
I told Mark, I said that's probably better weed than I would have expected a former cop to grow.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Good People Gardens, MSO in the house. I think that's Owen from Hey Owen, thanks for tuning in, man. Look, and I'm gonna run right down the list here. I got the whole list of guests. Some of them are dispensaries. Do you mind if I ask you about some of those?
No, go for it.
Have you ever been to Higher Elevation here in Morrisville?
I have not.
No? Okay, cool. If you haven't been, I'm going to just move right along. I got Tito Byrne in there. I got Nick Matei from Forbin. How about Bushy Beard? Have you tried any of the Bushy Beard?
I have. I met those guys at the Nikan and smelled some of the stuff they had, and definitely, and I was waiting quite a while for their drop. And no, I love it. That unicorn meat. I just smelled unicorn meat 30. I did a review on number 10, but I haven't tried 30 yet. But I smelled that the other day at the dispensary, and that smells pretty fantastic. Well, I mean, it smells like a bag of trash, but like, you know what I mean? Which means it smells good.
Yeah, those guys are. Yeah, I like Derek. He's been on a few times. Yeah. He did a birthday interview with me for 3 hours, which was fucking ridiculous. How about Off-Piece Farms?
I don't know if I've tried any of. I don't believe I've tried.
Okay. The pineapple cream they were doing, Ben Wilcox up there, boy, really killer. I think he got that from Forbin's and he was growing it outdoors, and that was nice. The pig pen he did was also really nice.
Yeah, I was watching him on his stuff online. I don't think he drops near me.
Yeah, and like I said, Southern Vermont is basically a foreign country to me.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the case with a lot. So there's a lot of people that I want to try, but I'm not able to.
How about Highly Rooted?
Haven't been there.
No. Okay. They got a lot of pre-rolls and edibles that they got around the state. All right. We're going to keep going. How about the Clean Cannabis Company?
I don't think I've tried them yet.
All right. See, it is a different world down there. Birdland, Matt Shea, Birdland.
I was trying to get some of that because I met him, I don't know, a few months ago or something. So I've been trying to get a hold of some of that, but of course there was only some at one place around here, and I wasn't able to get any in time.
Yeah. And I forget, boy, it's a whole different world down there. I'm looking through my list. I'm like, this is going to be a lot of people that are just in the north part of Vermont.
Make it less light.
Is there anyone we missed that you think we should mention here? Because you've done a lot of reviews, and I've done a lot of interviews, but I'm not sure where the overlap is. Did we miss anyone that you'd like to shout out?
I mean, that makes me look biased, that I'm advertising free for one person and not everybody. That makes me.
That's okay. No, shout out everybody.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just I don't, and I'm also like, real indoor. I don't know. I mean, I think everybody's doing like, everybody's doing their own thing, and so like, but it's all good. I don't smoke much of the outdoor. I did at the beginning of all this last year. I've got seeds and stuff. Some, it smoked great though. I mean, there was still some of my very first reviews that I think are only on my YouTube, that I stopped uploading to. But, those things all of that stuff was great.
We got a question here. Hold on. I think I got to take down this banner first. This is from Green Mountain Reviews. I think this is Kyle. I think I've been talking to Kyle.
Yeah, it's my buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
He was at
cool.
my wedding last year.
Oh, word up. Yeah, I've been talking to Kyle. And the question is, does Greenfish Farms drop near Rutland?
No, I actually ran into him at the Monster Truck Show in Rutland, but he hasn't dropped here yet. So I haven't been able to try his stuff yet.
And I don't know him. But yeah, that's a good question. It's hard to keep up with who's dropping where, and I try.
Yeah, and I go places and people recognize me, and I don't know who they are. So I hear people yelling Bigfoot, and I'm like, wait, what? It's cool though.
I've met a ton of people in the last year that remembering all of the names is crazy. It's like I'll remember your face.
Yeah. So I hope nobody ever takes it personal if I don't remember a name. I'm really bad with that.
Me too. So when do you think? Do you have any type of ballpark for when we might see some of your flower on the market?
Ugh. Well, now that I've been informed that she would prefer me not do that at the house, I'm not really sure. I was hoping to be like doing my inspections and be ready to be voted, when was December the next round of stuff that they take or whatever.
What is the closest dispensary to you?
The closest would be somewhere on the mountain, and then Mountain Grill and the gas station are both about the same from.
Yeah. Have you been to the gas station? Which is a great name for a fucking dispensary, by the way. Whoever came up with that. The themes
and all that there is perfect.
Yeah.
Do you want me to like switch picnic sides on the table because of this light?
If you want. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Give me 2 seconds here.
I'm actually running out of shit here. We've milked about an hour out of this, but I'm trying to pick your brain because you're down south and I never go down there, and it's things are spread out differently. Like here in Morrisville, we're about to have 4 dispensaries within walking distance of my apartment, and in Burlington I see they've got 10, 11 now, maybe 12. Here's your buddy here. He says the gas station was an old Jiffy Lube, I think, so that's even funnier.
Yeah, there's still the curb from where one of the gas pumps used to be. I think they need to get one of those old school gas pumps and fill it with like fake weed or something.
Or you could send weed out through the pump. You just like insert
like a bank teller tube.
Yeah, exactly, like the vacuum tube.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What do you just lighten up here, Brennan?
Oh, I'm just working more on that Forbin's joint.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and this yellow cab is hitting. The violet fog is real nice, man. It honestly, I got some of these. This rosy tincture too. This nano emulsion.
What do you think of those?
It's nice. The flavor is a little bitter. This one from Spring. And it's wild. He said, a lot of people tell me this shit. He said, when you go home and try this, it's going to be the best tasting tincture you ever tasted in your life. And I've heard a lot of that. Oh, my shit is the best. But, that Spring tincture is I don't know how the fuck he does that. It's totally clear. Well, he explained how he did it. I didn't remember all of the explanation. But it's basically emulsifying it to a smaller particle size. And these tinctures are kind of clear. These tinctures are like... milky white, like the tube gets and this one is clear from Spring, and it tastes amazing. The effects are really nice. It kicks in quick, which I like.
So in relation to like an edible,
well, edible will take hour, however long to kick in. Boy, the tincture feels like it gets going quickly. And I really like that. At the end of the day, like I'm trying to smoke less because the smoke is killing my lungs, although I still love smoking. But any way that I can get cannabis in my system without smoking, I really appreciate. And word up to Rosie's, Zella and Emma. Thank you guys for that. And Eric Kafka at Spring. Thank you also. Because that shit helps me a lot, especially with arthritis. I have psoriatic arthritis. And it gives me a nice medical benefit. Smoking, I feel like, is still inflaming my lungs, and I don't want to do that necessarily all the time. So those having those options at my disposal is really nice. And here's your buddy again. Hey, I'm out. Great interview. Thanks for tuning in, Kyle. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Are you into any? Do you like the edibles? Do you like the dabs? What's your preferred method of consumption, man?
It's the flower. I do like edibles. The problem is with my tolerance. I need like 35, 40 milligrams. I need like 70 milligrams to be where I would like to be at least. I mean, that's like starting. So I would be eating a whole package. So that's why I don't do like the edible reviews, because I'd have to buy 2 packages to give them like a good review, I feel. So, but that's why I was asking about the tinctures, because I haven't tried those yet. And I do love a good strong edible.
That's your range, huh? 70, 50, 75, somewhere in there?
To start, like if that'll get me like cotton mouth to where I'm like giggling in the car when I'm by myself, you know what I mean? High school high.
75 would put me on the couch wondering if I need to call an ambulance.
Yeah,
dude, I could smoke a lot, and but edibles, I still, even after like a decade of eating edibles pretty regularly, 20. I'm still like a 20 milligram guy.
Yeah,
this tincture, one of these was like 13, and I usually take half of one of those, and I'm good. I'm such a lightweight with edibles.
I'm gonna have to try those.
Yeah, hey, I recommend it. It's nice. And when you don't want to wait for an edible to kick in, it's nice to have like a fast action kind of product there.
Sure.
Cool. I want to ask you if there's anything about your business that you'd like to chat about before we get out of here. I'm running out of shit.
I got one that we got to talk about.
Yeah, please.
The cannabis cup that I want to do, that I'm still working on planning and all that stuff for next summer. I don't know. I've been to a couple of these cannabis events that aren't cannabis friendly, and I understand the rules and all that stuff. But like, I feel like we need something that you can like smoke a joint with like other growers and other dispensary owners. a a good networking event, award ceremony, like kind of encompassing what I was talking about with where everybody's got some, comparing their stuff to other people's, and like they got a little friendly competition. And we do the same thing every year, and we have like a big barbecue with a bonfire and camping and live music all day. And there's like a formal part of it where you're like, you can talk business with people if you want, and then after that it's just live music. We'll have an award ceremony at some point, and we'll have like the outdoor crop. You would drop that off like for judging. It would be like, I don't know, this November to January 1st, and then we would set a time for indoor, and then everything would get judged. And then because you don't have to like, you can rent booth space, but you don't need to like put tents up. You don't need to advertise so that you're not breaking rules.
You can't advertise, really.
Right. You just set up a pop-up with, and during the formal spot, people, it's on private property. It's not like you can bring stuff from your personal gardens. Everybody has plenty of time to grow a personal plant to enter, so that we're not crossing any lines with with anybody's licenses. We don't want to cause anybody in trouble. Grow something in your personal garden.
Yeah, which seems odd that weed is legal now, but you can't have an event where I get, they have alcohol events. They
Exactly.
do that shit all the time.
Exactly. And
Hill
not even
Farm
be selling it there.
Yeah, and Hill Farmstead wins. It's like, those are alcohol competitions. Why in a legal industry should it not be okay to do things like that? That shit makes my head hurt.
Right. So, yeah. And that's why I figure, we if we do something like this on private property, we're not advertising it as like it's going to be just like a barbecue with live music and an award ceremony. And
it's
if you
like
want to
every
walk around
other
and smoke a joint with somebody on the private property, then why not?
Yeah, I don't understand the problem with that.
Right. I don't. Hopefully, there isn't a problem with it. Edible makers make real edibles like at normal strength. Just saying. The bake part of it, barbecue and bake.
I got to try some Nepalese hash milk at a recent event.
Sounds interesting.
That was amazing. I've never tried it. It was like, oh man, it's almost like eggnog with some spice in it. It's phenomenal.
Wow.
Wasn't expecting that. And that's what I like. You go out, you meet all these different people. Yeah. If you've never tried that, you should try to get a hold of some.
I'm going to have to look that up.
It's phenomenal.
That's interesting.
Yeah, please. Yo, here, I'm gonna. You got something else?
No, that was it. I was just saying that's what I was hoping to do next year. Next summer, maybe the beginning of August.
Cool. I'm gonna give one more shameless plug here. It's Brennan Kraus from Bigfoot Flower Company. Brennan, thanks for joining me today, man. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, I'm out of shit, which means I always give my guests the last word. If there's anything we missed, any shameless plugs or shout outs you want to give, now is the time. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. No, shout out to everybody. You guys are all killing the industry so far, and can't wait to see where we're at next year.
Oh, here we go. Here's a comment. Sorry, it's called Bong. That's right. That's Owen again. Yep, that's correct. He told me that, and I forgot. Right on. If you got nothing else, I'm going to sign it off, man. Brennan Kraus, Bigfoot Flower Company. I'm Caleb Teskey, reminding you that the devil's in the details, and the details